Let's talk about decision making. Decision making in Florida in divorce cases can be one of three different types. One is shared or joint decision making. That's where divorced parents still communicate with each other regarding the major issues in their children's lives, and they come together in joint decisions concerning them. On the other end of the spectrum, we have what's called sole decision making. Sole decision making is where the parents agree or the court designates one parent to make the decision making. That decision making parent doesn't have to confer about any issues concerning the children with the other parent. So this is a dire response by the court to a highly dysfunctional situation. And it's so dire that in fact the parent requesting sole decision making must prove that shared decision making is detrimental to the child. So those are two. The third type of decision making that we have is called ultimate decision making. Ultimate decision making is a combination of the two opposite poles I've just described to you. In ultimate decision making, the parents do confer with one another and they attempt to reach a joint decision. However, if they're unable to reach the joint decision, then the parent has been agreed upon by the parties to be the ultimate decision maker, or whom the court has chosen to be the ultimate decision maker will have the final say on what happens. Now, those are the three ways we make decisions in Florida. You need to be a good co-parent with your spouse during the separation, during the divorce, and afterwards. What does that mean? That means you cooperate in the decisions between the children. You look for what's best for the children rather than what's best for you. You keep each other updated on what's going on in the children's lives. Who are their friends? Who are their teachers? Who are their health care providers? And what's been going on in their lives? You stand together firmly as a unit on the major issues in the child's life. Have they received a disciplinary referral at school? Have they had a falling out with a good friend? Have they misbehaved in some fashion? You need to be involved in that fashion. Another thing that's looked at in best interest by the courts is how much were you involved in the child's upbringing prior to the breakdown of your marriage and during the course of the divorce. Let's face it, if you weren't very involved then, the court's going to look more heavily in deciding in favor of the parent who was. Be a parent that nurtures and encourages the relationship between your child and the other parent. These are all some of the important factors that the courts look at. Now, many of you, if not most of you, are probably sitting back at the present time and saying, oh my God, you've got to be an uber or super parent in order to qualify here to have any chance of being an involved parent after a divorce. That's not necessarily true, but it is something to remember, and always remember that your children are important in your life, and the divorce is probably one major event that you're going to occur in the court system during your life. You're probably only going to go through a divorce once in your life. So it behooves you and it benefits you to consult with and retain the services of an experienced, board-certified family and marital lawyer.